Page 79, and the topic is, anybody tell me, what are we talking about? Yeah, adjective clauses. Listen, these are not hard once you understand how they work. Okay? So, listen, somebody tell me, what does an adjective do? An adjective, yeah, right here, Turkey.
I think the adjective clause comes after the noun and he describes the, I think he show the describe or the add more information.
Yeah, good. So, hey, good. The adjectives, he's right, adjective clauses, and here's the rule, okay? Adjective clauses closely follow the noun they describe. So, this is interesting because it's a little different than an adjective. A normal adjective usually comes right before the noun, right? But listen, these are adjective clauses, which they have a different rule. They follow the noun they modify. So, that's one rule. Good. And that's a nice rule. They're easy to find. And it's easy to know where they go, because they always follow the noun that they are talking about. Okay? Also, you'll notice we use certain, we call these guys right here, we call them relative pronouns. Okay? We call these relative pronouns. These words are always used to start off an adjective clause. That's also good news. Because once you know what it does, and you know where it goes, it's easy to spot them. Because they always start with a certain word, and they're called relative pronouns. So if you want to describe a person, we always use who or that.
Or whom.
Yeah, that's true. We'll get to that. There are others, but for today, this lesson right now, we're going to talk about describing people with who and that, okay? And things, which and that, okay? Let's look at some examples. And now listen, you can use adjective clauses right before any noun to describe the noun. So in a sentence, a noun could be the subject, or it could be the object, or it could be the object of the preposition. Or it could be, hey, listen, it could be the direct object. Yeah? Anywhere you can find a noun, it's possible to put one of these right after that noun. Okay? It's also true that pronouns like he, she, it, right? They're used to refer to a noun. So the way these work is, let's just look at two sentences. Okay? Today, right now, we're talking about adjective clauses with subject, relative pronouns, that's these, okay? Who and that in particular. We also see a which in here to talk about things. First of all, let's take two sentences. Alright, we're talking about, let me ask a couple questions. Can someone read this? Nasita, read this.
I thank the woman, she helps me.
Good. So, I thank the woman. She helped me. Specifically, we're talking about subject. So listen, the way these work, if you think of them as two separate sentences, okay? We're going to use the second sentence and turn it into an adjective clause and stick it up in the top sentence to make a new sentence. So, the way it works is you got to find the subject pronoun. So where's the subject of this sentence?
She.
So we're going to get rid of this. Now, she helps me. Who is this referring to?
Who?
The woman. So now I know, okay? It goes right up here. So can somebody create a new sentence?
I thank the woman who helped me.
Yep. I thanked the woman.
Who or that?
Yep. I could use who or that, because this right here, right, is referring to a person.
Yep.
And we said when you refer to a person, you can use who or that. Helped me. So do you guys see what happened there? I got rid of the she, right?
Yeah.
I got rid of the subject pronoun, and I just replaced it. I replaced it with this, and then I popped it into the sentence. Right after the noun it modifies. You see that? So listen, if you look at page 79, they give some examples. It says in the book, in the orange box, it says in, will you read it for me? Adjective clauses. You're not there. Who's there? Will you read it for me? Adjective clauses.
Adjective clauses
Identify.
identify or describe people or things.
So they can describe two things. What are they? They can
They were-
describe people
And things.
and things. Okay? Introduce, keep going.
Introduce adjective clauses about people with who or that.
Alright, so what do I introduce an adjective clause talking about a person with? I have two options. Good. Who or that? Hey, look at the first example I put on the board. Eid al-Adha is a holiday for people who or that are Muslims. So, somebody, now listen carefully. Somebody tell me, where's the main clause? The main clause. Yes, yeah.
Main clause is
Holiday.
who and
The main
Main
clause.
clause.
Hold on. You got it.
a holiday for people.
That's not all of it. Remember, the clause has to have a subject and verb. Yeah.
Eid al-Adha is a holiday for people.
Eid al-Adha is a holiday for people. Listen, that is my main clause, or my independent clause. Where is the adjective clause?
Who the
Yeah,
Muslim.
yeah.
Who the
Who or that
Muslim.
are Muslims. So listen, by definition, a clause has to have its own subject and verb, right? Where's the subject up here?
Eid al-Adha
Where's the verb?
is
Where's the object?
holiday for people.
Where's the subject?
The
Who
Oh.
or that? Who or that?
Where's the verb?
Muslim.
So listen again, adjective clauses with subject relative pronouns. In this sentence, and this is important, okay? The relative pronoun is acting like the subject in this clause. Okay? And what we're going to find out is when that happens, when the who or the that or the which is acting like the subject in the clause, be very careful. What it means is you cannot get rid of this relative pronoun. I see it a lot in writing. People, because listen, you're going to learn next when this is used as an object in the sentence, not the subject, right? And it has its own little subject right after it. Guess what? You can get rid of this because it's a complete sentence without it. Does that make sense? You're going to see in the next few examples in the book when we talk about it that this clause often will have a separate subject of its own. Okay? Not these. With these, the relative pronoun is the subject. Matter of fact, here's another mistake people make. Eid al-Adha is a holiday for people that it are Muslims. Yeah, you got it. Man, you can't stick a double subject in. So you got to get rid of this pronoun.
Muslim or
Yeah. You okay? Let's look at another example. Let's see. Okta, will you read this?
See,
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving is a holiday that takes place in November.
Okay, come here. Can you underline the main clause?
Main clause.
Circle it. Just put a circle around. The main clause. Good. And can you put an S under the... Yeah, okay, put brackets around the adjective clause. There you go. You guys seeing it? Can you... label the subject in the main clause. Where's the subject? Put an S. Where's the verb? Where's the object? Great. Now in the other clause, where's the subject? The adjective clause, subject, verb, object. Good. You seeing it? You okay?
Yeah.
All right. Again, this is the subject. So listen, I can't do this either, right? This would be incorrect. Thanksgiving as a holiday takes place in November. Hey, I'm telling you right now, I have master's level students that make that mistake. Because they think, oh, I can just get rid of it, right? But what they're not thinking about is they're actually getting rid of the subject. And now you have a tag. See, now you're missing a subject. So be careful, okay? All right. Yeah.
When I add it, it's wrong.
Thanksgiving is a holiday. Well, listen, you need to, if you add it, you can, but listen, all you've done is created two sentences. See, we're talking about creating a complex sentence by getting rid of this and turning it into one of these. Now, is holiday a person or a thing? It's a thing, so I can use one of these.
And
See, now it's
first
subject.
example, teacher.
And teacher. And here, like,
Same thing, it's the same rule. But listen, now what am I talking about? People or things? People.
Yeah.
They.
What to be a teacher?
It's incorrect. I got to get rid of it.
Not correct.
Get rid of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Can I add something before Eid al-Adha? Like, I'm thinking that Eid al-Adha is a holiday for people who are Muslim. I'm thinking that.
I'm thinking. Yeah. What you've done is.
I'm sure that Eid al-Adha is a
I'm
holiday.
thinking.
That
I'm thinking. See, now this is interesting. Actually, what you've done is you've created a separate. I'm thinking, and you're talking about this, aren't you? What are you thinking about? You've created another. See, you turned this adjective clause, this main clause now is its own adjective clause. So you have an adjective clause connected to another adjective clause. And this is your main clause now. I am thinking. Well, what are you thinking? Yes. And actually, listen, actually this is interesting. You've not created adjective clauses. You've created a noun clause. And this is interesting, and this is what's a little tricky. You have to remember, adjective clauses define the noun in front of it. But really what we have here, I'm thinking what? See, if you say right after the verb, I am thinking what, the answer to the what, it helps you find the object of the sentence. See, now it's acting like a noun, not an adjective. I am thinking, and so what is that? Is that an adjective clause, a noun clause, or an adverb clause?
now.
No.
See, there are noun clauses that can also start with a that. So, anyway, listen, we're going way too far past what we're talking about. It's okay, you can do that, but you've totally changed the sentence. You've totally changed the topic. But it's a good question. Really good question. Let's leave it alone, though. All right, now, let's see if you know what you're doing. Okay, they give some other examples, but that's enough. You know now how it works. Turn the page. Turn the page. All right, let's take a look at another example, okay? Here we go. I'm going to give you two sentences. All right, here's a sentence.